Welcome to the Art of Classiness Podcast, a show where we redefine what it means to be a classy lady. And sometimes it's messy. I'm Robin.
And I'm Deborah, two friends turned classy ladies who are here to discuss life's ups and downs, navigating the complexities of adulthood and how the gift of friendship is essential to belonging.
Today we're diving into something we've both noticed happening as we get older, the decline of social stamina.
Yeah, that moment when you realize the idea of going out is more exciting than the actual event. Suddenly, plans seem like chores, and Netflix is calling your name louder than any bar or concert.
We're talking about the shift from spontaneous nights out to carefully planned brunch dates, and why it feels like we're getting older, or is it just evolving preferences?
And we're sharing some ideas how to get your friendship mojo back without pushing yourself to the edge. Let's talk about finding that balance.
So follow along, give us your feedback, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
What's up, classy ladies and gentlemen? Robin, check on in. What's going on?
Oh, not much. I actually have a Penny story for you today.
Okay, let's hear it.
So Penny is a very well-behaved dog in general, but recently we left her alone longer than we usually do, and I think she just also had some worked up energy that she needed to get out, and so she took that out on a resin coaster with my bridal bouquet in it.
Ooh.
Some command strips, and my cannabis vape. She literally ate half of that coaster. She just ate a plastic coaster.
Oh my God.
I don't know how you do that. We had to make her throw up. Thankfully, she's fine. But then I found the vape cartridge, and it was all shattered.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, I don't know how much of this she got, but she got some of it. And that's when we were like, that's why you fell down the stairs.
Penny. Oh my God. I think the series of events was that she started with the vape pen and then got the munchies and went to town on the other things.
Maybe. But boy, was she stoned.
Oh my God.
For hours. We made sure she went outside to go to the bathroom, and then we just got her into her bed, and she did not move for hours.
She's like, what is happening? What is happening?
She had that look, and her eyes are just like,
oh no. A bad trip.
It was a bad trip. She didn't even get up. Usually at around dinner time, she's always kind of nudging us excuse me, it's time for my meal. She did not do that. It was 9 p.m. when we were like, let's just give her a little bit of food.
Did she eat? She couldn't eat it.
She did. She ate it, but we mixed it with water to let it get soft because I don't know what kind of bodily functions she can use properly. I didn't want her to choke on her food.
Yeah. Oh no, she forgets how to chew. She's like, what is happening?
Yeah. I've read things about, dogs just pissing themselves, which she didn't do, thank goodness. So I was like, what else could happen? So just took all the precautions. She was fine the next day, but it was very entertaining.
And what did we learn, Penny? Say no to dope. Okay, this is your lesson. This is back in the 50s when kids wanted to smoke cigarettes, and so their parents were like, you gotta smoke an entire pack as a lesson to not ever do it again. So that's what Penny got. Hopefully she'll stay away from the pot.
We'll see. She's very curious. She's still a puppy, right?
Yeah.
So how are you?
I did something stupid today.
No.
Well, it might not be stupid, but it feels stupid. So I went to my favorite place in the entire world, Discount Fashion Warehouse, primarily because I needed more gym socks, and I ended up leaving there with several really cute outfits, which I don't feel bad about because I got 2 shirts, a dress, and 10 pairs of socks for $40. You just can't.
That's amazing.
Can't beat it. You can't beat it. So I got home, tried on my new outfits, as you do, felt really good about myself. I was feeling myself. And I was like, someone's got to see you in these outfits. You should download a dating app. And so I did, and I already hate it. I think I'm going to delete it tonight. I really do.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm ready.
And that's okay.
I don't know if I'm ready. And I tell you, my pool of men is a very small pond at this age, at this point in my life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't want to date anybody younger. And I also, God forbid, I don't want to run into any exes on this dating app. So I always make the age older than the people I've dated before. So that way it won't show me their profile, right? That puts me in the 45 to 55 year.
Yeah.
And man,
you're doing yourself a disservice.
I genuinely like dating older men, like I enjoy that.
I get that, but you're missing out on a whole other age group.
I know. Let me tell you, I'm not missing anything right now. Like, I really hate this part. Like, it's already annoying. Like, there's a guy that I matched with, and we've gone back and forth in 5 different ways about what time to get coffee tomorrow. And I'm like, you know what? I'm deleting this. I'm unmatching. Just fucking pick a time and we'll get coffee. Like, this is already annoying me. So, I don't know.
I mean, if coffee plans are that complicated.
My thing in my bio says the perfect date is the one that you plan. Just plan the date for me. I don't want to sit here and do the whole, when do you want to go? What sounds good? We want to meet here. Where should we go tonight? No, fucking make the reservation, make the plan. So already it's kind of like irritating to be like, when works for you? Where do you want to go?
Well, and that means he didn't really read your profile.
Just be like, meet me here at this time. Tell me what to do. Babysit me at this point. I make too many decisions for myself on a daily basis. I don't want to add this one extra thing that's supposed to be fun into my life. So that is my rant. I think my return to the dating apps is short-lived. So yes, you are correct. Clearly, he did not read that in my profile. And you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I'm just going to go get coffee and then I'm going to delete everything and return back into my little dome of silence because that was fun for a minute and I am not ready. Like, my heart is so guarded. Like, the second someone was like, hey, I'm like, no, don't look at me. Go away.
I remember that.
So it's just a nice little feeling of like, I'm not ready for even someone to care about me at this point in my life, you know?
Yeah.
And that's sad. Is that too sad? Let's walk it back.
It's not sad. I remember when I was first getting back out there and I forced myself to go on this first date, and I'm glad I did. I told you about this date. There were a lot of funny things about it, but I also had a good conversation with him, and it felt nice to dip my toes in, but then I held off on going on another date for a while. But it's good to just dip your toe in and then take a huge step back.
Just need to put the antenna up a bit more and turn my little taxi on sign. Do you know what I mean? It's like, available.
Come take a ride.
So we'll see. But the best part of the story is that I have really cute outfits.
Yes. I'm excited to see them.
And I look good. Okay?
That's fucking right. Yeah.
So that's all that matters. That feels like a nice little transition, talking about the world of going out. And it's not lost upon me that maybe a reason that I'm not quite ready to go out and date yet is because I just don't like going out anymore. And I know that I'm not alone. So today, Robin and I are going to be talking about the slow decline of your social life that I think if you are in our age group, 35 plus, you might be experiencing the same level of realizing you made plans a week ago and it sounded like a good idea at the time. and now it's the day that you're supposed to go out and you would much rather just stay home. So we're going to talk about how does that happen to us? When does it happen to us? And how you can get out of that funk to get your friendship mojo back, because staying in is fun, but you cannot be in your house watching TV forever.
Unfortunately. Yeah, for me, and I think probably for a lot of people, COVID made some very drastic changes for all of our social lives.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of us got used to staying at home, and then we realized how much we liked staying at home and staying in our jammies. And so, like, going back to what life was before, for me, it was just a non-starter.
Yeah.
I didn't want to.
Yeah, it's so funny thinking back of the early days of COVID, because I remember hearing that, like, we're going to shelter in place, everybody stay home, we're not going to be in the office, we're not going to be seeing each other anymore, and being like, yes. Like, not one bit bothered by the fact that, like, I did not have to leave my apartment at the time. I could cozy on up. Like, I was unbothered by shelter in place. In fact, when, like, what was the second variant? Delta? Was Delta the second kind of wave of COVID that came through? It was like the fall of 2020. It was like, oh, hold on.
Ugh.
I was like, oh no, are we going to have to stay back in again? Oh, shoot.
Yeah, my work was threatening. Yeah, threatening.
Yeah.
Back to office for months because things just kept changing. It was great.
Yeah. But you are right that was sort of a time that sort of everybody was in that boat of not socializing, staying in. And for a lot of us, it happened at a time where we would probably have been naturally staying in, but it was a very, like, abrupt change that a lot of us have not really gone back to, like, the full levels of socialization that we had pre-pandemic.
It's true. It was abrupt, especially, I think, for single people, because at that time, I was going out on the weekends, trying to go out and meet people, and then I couldn't even do that. And I was living alone. It was just me and my cat, which, was great too. But it made dating a lot harder when I started to get back out there. Because you also had to get creative with dates.
Yeah.
So much work. Ugh.
A big part of your 20s and even early 30s is just going out all the time, especially if you don't have kids or you're in the situation that Robin and I were in, which is we worked at a bar. We were surrounded by service industry people. And, happy hours were regular. And when we moved into more corporate jobs, like, we still kept up that level of we're going to go out on Friday night, Saturday night, and then brunch on Sunday, and, like, work hard, play hard. But, the slow decline starts to happen. I think for people, it hits at different times, depending on where everybody is at with their life circumstance. But for me, I started to notice it around like 28, 29 of, we're still going out. We're still going to be a hot mess every once in a while. But, like, maybe after happy hour, we just call it a night. We'll go out tomorrow. No big deal. We're going to tailgate in the morning. But, just do a light happy hour. Like, you start to be like, ooh, I don't know if I can go hard 2 days in a row,
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah.
And so you start to make more careful choices. In fact, according to a study conducted by the University of Michigan's Institute for Social Research, at age 18, about 52% of men and 48% of women went out 3 or more evenings per week. 3 or more evenings per week. So parties, bars, etc. Obviously, you're in the college age group at this time, so that makes sense. By age 31 to 32, this had dropped sharply to just 15% of men and 11% of women. Just, nope, done.
I love that it's 11% of women.
Yeah.
Who are just like, no.
We're like, I'm staying in. I'm staying in. You guys come to me.
Oh my God. I remember I used to say yes to anything. Didn't matter what time, 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11. Like, our concept of time was just different back then.
Mm-hmm.
And all I cared about was feeling included. I just wanted to be invited. I wanted to feel like part of the gang. And that was our form of connection at that time.
Yeah.
So if you weren't going out, you weren't making connections.
Yeah, 100%. And you're so right about leaving after a certain time too. Like I've always been someone who loves sleep and going to bed. So I remember the culture shock of going to college and just having the ability to go out and do whatever you wanted anyway. Like I grew up in a small town, very sheltered. So like that first month was like, whoa, what are we doing? We're just going to drink in the middle of the day? Like what? But also like getting ready to go out and it was like 8 and like my roommates are still in PJs. They're like, we're not going until like 10:30. And I'm like, 10:30 p.m. at night? That's so late. Like it took me a minute to get used to starting late. And then once you do that, you do that all the time. You wouldn't even think about going to the bars until like 10. And that's insane to me. And like we would close so many bars. We would be there until they asked us to leave, which is also insane to me that we would do that.
It's so insane. The idea of me doing that now, I can't even picture it.
No. By like 7:45, I'm like, oh, nighttime's here. Time to unwind. Like,
yes. Actually, right now, because where we're located, it gets dark really late, like after 9 p.m. It's like 9:30.
Yeah, same.
And then the sun is up at 5 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And so it feels weird, like you're getting into bed at like 8:30 or something. And it's like, is this right?
I know.
Because it's so bright outside still. It messes with my head.
When Lauren and I did the triathlon last weekend, we were like, we got to go to bed early because we have to wake up at 5. And went to the guest bedroom at like 9:15. And yeah, I didn't even know how I was going to fall asleep because the sun was very much like still up. And yeah, so that is a huge mindfuck as well.
I'm getting a little off topic here, but I have become that person that needs an eye mask to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And that's okay. It's okay.
And that's okay.
I was just having a conversation with someone recently, like, when did it become impossible? Like, you used to be able to sleep anywhere, like on the floor, using a friend's shirt as a blanket. It didn't matter. And now it's like, I need my eye mask. I need my headphones so I can listen to a very specific thing. I need to be on this mattress with this kind of pillow. You just can't sleep right anywhere else.
I need my weighted blanket. I need my foot pillow.
Yes.
Yeah. I got a whole setup. I have a whole setup.
Another indicator of different times. It's just different times.
But, it welcomes a good point, which is, I think the reason beyond logistical changes, such as having kids, right? Having kids changes everything about going out and just having stamina. But, even for, someone like you, Robin, who hasn't had kids and are still not going out, I think it's also because when you get older, wellness is a currency that you want to be rich in.
Yes.
And so you no longer want to tolerate feeling kind of shitty the next day. Like time is so valuable and you don't want to waste it with like a headache and a kink in your neck the next day because you slept on your friend's floor.
That's literally what prevents me from drinking all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to feel like shit tomorrow? Well, no. Okay. Get a hot tea.
Right. Or even like if you are drinking, you start to make decisions like, oh, I can't switch to wine or, I'm just going to have a beer tonight because I can't have more than 2 different types of alcohol without like getting sick the next day. Like your body just starts to be like, no, sweetie, we can't digest that the same way anymore.
Yeah, no, sweetie. So I think we've painted a pretty good picture of our 20s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Moving into our 30s, that's when, a lot of us started having kids, for one. And in general, we just started valuing comfort over chaos. And that's when I feel like we started just going over to each other's houses more. And that starts this decline of social stamina outside of your core group of friends.
Yeah, absolutely. You go from hey guys, this is Tony. I just met him at the last bar. He's going to hang out with us. So like literally your tent is so wide in terms of your, social tolerance to not going out as much and really just preferring a very small niche group of people because you tolerate less bullshit. You're not willing to just fawn over someone who's like not very funny or like stay around somebody who like has toxic personality traits. Like you have higher standards.
Yes. I've also become very sensitive to sound, just sounds in general. I am that person that says it's too loud in here. Can we turn it down? I actually carry around my noise canceling headphones.
Oh,
I'm 38, guys.
I think it's a great idea, though. You know what I mean? And I feel the same. Like any place that has really loud acoustics, like a food hall,
Ugh.
it is so hard and kind of maddening for me to even like carry on a conversation with somebody.
Yeah, you can't hear shit.
You can't hear anything. You're just like overstimulated. And I'm like, man, remember when you would go to all 3 days of Austin City Limits Music Festival?
Oh my gosh.
And then go out to bars after? You'd be like, where's the after party? Let's go. Like, and then hung over eating brunch and then being like, well, let's go back and doing it 3 days and then going to work on a Monday. Like literally insane.
My friend and I, one year we went to ACL. I think it was 2015. So like 10 years ago. Yeah, it was like 28-ish. And we were both so stoked. She lived right next to the park. So I could just go to her apartment and then we'd walk over. We had so much fun. But by Saturday, day 2, my allergies had gotten really bad. I'm allergic to grass and all that stuff was getting kicked up into the air. And my friend wasn't feeling well either, but she was having different issues. Our solution was like, just keep drinking. Just keep drinking. The next day, neither of us were functioning. It turns out she had a kidney infection.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And I just got so sick from the allergies and like not taking care of my body that we were so looking forward to day 3 because we were going to see glass animals. And we just couldn't do it. We just couldn't make it out. Like, just the decisions you make at that age cracks me up.
I don't feel bad about embracing this much slower, cozier part of my life where I'm going to be well-rested, well-fed. Like the 3 criteria is I need to be fed, pet, and put to bed. Boom. I'm a happy woman.
Fed, pet, put to bed.
Yeah. Like
we need to get you pet, girl.
I know. Boy, do I need it. Haven't been pet in months.
Well, and I think, yes, they're 2 drastically different ways of living, but I think it's just reframing your mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Like you still want connection, but you're less likely to suffer for it.
Yeah.
At that age, we were suffering through making connections. And now it's like, hey, you want to go for a walk?
Yeah. Let's go get some green juice,
Yeah. Is this adulthood maturity or are we becoming boring? I don't think we're boring.
I don't think we're boring, but I do think that moderation is key in anything that you do because the dark side of slowing down your life and being more of a homebody could be that you have started to isolate yourself from friends and family.
That's true. You have to shift the ratio.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I actually saw something on TikTok yesterday. This brilliant woman, she was alone for the weekend. Her partner was out of town. And she was like, I love hanging out alone, but it's important that you divide your time appropriately. And so she drew this pie chart. A third of the pie is true alone time. You're just hanging out with yourself, doing whatever you want around the house, whatever. And then you spend a third of the time, you go hang around strangers. Like go to a coffee shop, sit down and read, or like go to the park, or just go to the plant store. Like just something that puts you around strangers. It interrupts that being alone and isolated.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
And then the other third is actual human interaction. So that's the part where you can talk to strangers, whatever, but 2/3 of it, you're still just with yourself.
Right.
Like, hanging around strangers doesn't mean you have to talk to any of them. So yeah, your little outing to the coffee shop, you can combine hanging around strangers and human interaction if you want. But that's the way that you prevent yourself from isolating to a degree that you just get so used to it that it's stressful to not be alone, which I have definitely fallen into that trap. So I thought that was a really interesting perspective. And I look forward to using that pie chart in the future.
Yeah, I think that's a really great way to think of it and view it because, adding on to some of the dark sides of getting too comfy being a homebody, you start feeling uninteresting. And some people, I feel like I've been in this position before where I don't really have a lot to talk about because I haven't gone out and done many things. It feels like I don't. Like when I actually look at my life, I'm like, you've got a lot going on. Like you're not boring. You have a million things going on. But it feels boring because I'm not sharing it with people day to day. Like most of my day is just kind of spent working for my office and with my kids. So there's a bit of social anxiety that builds up. Even when thinking about being on a dating app, I'm like, what if they ask me where my friends live in Columbus? Funny you should ask that, sir. I don't have those here.
No, you have one.
I do
you
have
one now.
I do have one now. But you know what I mean? Like I start to get anxiety about the thought of like, I don't really have a whole lot to say. I don't really have a whole lot to share anymore. And I feel uninteresting. And so I actually don't want to go to this party where everyone is at because I feel like I don't have anything to contribute. And then that guilt and shame game that you're playing with yourself only drives you to be a lot more isolated. And now you're like on the path to depression. So I think being mindful of like, how much is too much time just binging a show over the weekend and working on my house or cleaning my house versus, like you said, you might not necessarily need to go out and make plans, but go out and be in the world, be around other people,
be a part of society.
Find a third space to spend your time and fill it. And it could also breed more connections and maybe new hobbies and things like that. So that's kind of what we wanted to really get into is how you can make sure that you are not just going too far into the deep end of your oversized couch and making sure that you can still keep your connections and, quite frankly, your life fun. Because let's face it, like you do get to that point where your plans start to feel like chores. And that is the worst feeling. Like you might have gone all week without really seeing or talking to anyone. And you just have that one thing that you're like, oh yeah, and then we've got, Sarah's party on Saturday. That'll be fun. And then Saturday comes and you're like, oh my God, I have to like get dressed and drive there. And you know what I mean? And it starts to not feel fun.
Yeah, we start putting ourselves through this mental prep. You have to convince yourself, like, this is still a good idea. Is it though? What time is it at? Who's going? How long am I going to be there? When will we be back? Am I driving?
Mm-hmm.
Is someone else going to drive me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, one hurdle that helps me get over that is that I stopped caring about what I looked like.
Yeah.
If I want to wear a sweatsuit and Birkenstocks to a birthday party, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm there. I showed up.
The thing that matters most to people is that you show up. So things that feel like barriers, like I don't have anything to wear, like one thing you can do is just realize like your friends literally don't give a shit about what you're wearing. And you can go in your full tracksuit if you need to. If it's comfy, if it gets you there, then just do it. And it's funny that now that we're talking about this, I'm thinking of the times when we are all together and we do go out. Man, how quickly we're like, you guys want to go home? Because we just cannot wait to take off these costumes that we so unnecessarily put on to try to impress each other. I mean, we've talked about this before, our last summit in Michigan where all the classy ladies were together. I was out of my clothes and into my PJs before the second car even got into the driveway. I mean, I ran in and was like, get this shapewear off of me. Give me elastic waistbands all day.
It's the first thing I do. It's the first thing I do. In fact, that's another hack. You remember what I wore that night?
Yeah, you wore leggings.
Yes. And you just put on a cute little sweater.
Yeah.
Dressed up. You're dressed up.
And the booty looks good.
It does.
So you definitely want to make sure that you're still participating and trying to get rid of all the hurdles that may really just stop you momentarily, that you could probably just push through a little bit of discomfort to get yourself out, because what you don't want to become is the flaky friend.
Which, it's okay to be that sometimes. You just don't want to be doing it every time.
Yeah, you don't want to be the one that either cancels last minute or does that thing in the group chat where your only contribution is what time? And then everyone makes the plans and like you are not really like committing to going. And that day you're like, I don't know, it's been kind of a long day. Like everybody right now is picturing that one friend in their friend group that you're like, they're probably not going to come. They're probably not going to make it, you know? And if you don't know who that is, it might be you.
It's always 50-50 when you make plans with a friend, whether or not you're actually going to follow through those plans.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like sometimes you're really hoping the other, like you send a text to give them an out. Like, hey, are we still on for dinner tomorrow? How do you feel about that? And then they have the opportunity like,
I know. Well, it's funny because Robin and I have even experienced it recording this podcast. It's like, hey, we still doing this? It's been kind of, say no more. Let's reschedule. Let's do it on another day. Like that happened multiple times, like last week.
Oh, and I remember you're like, are we recording today? And I was having tummy props.
Mm.
And I was like, I need to lay down. And you're like, okay, that's fine. And then like 10 minutes later, I was like, you know what? I think I'm okay. I think I can rally. And you're like, nope.
Nope. You've already.
That window has closed.
You said no, I've mentally checked out of doing anything. Like, sorry.
And I was fine with that.
Mm-hmm,
That was fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So sometimes everybody's relieved to just maybe call it a night. But you want to make sure, like you said, that you're getting enough of that social interaction, that you are participating in society, because hanging out with friends is fun. And sometimes all it takes is just the act of actually getting there, actually showing up.
Yeah.
And then you realize, you know what, this isn't so bad. It's like jumping in a pool, you know?
Right.
Once you're in, you adjust to the temperature.
Adjust to the temperature. I think that's a great way to say it, because like making sure everyone is on the same like energy wavelength.
Mm-hmm.
Like make sure that everyone's aligned. Remember when you were in town?
Mm-hmm.
And we were all going to Melissa's and we were like, just so it's clear, I'm in my PJs.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're doing, right? And everyone's like, well, duh. It's just implied. That, for me, removes so many hurdles.
Yeah.
Just knowing, like, we're all in this, like, we're going to just chill and eat.
Yeah. So to that point, just aligning that everybody's energies are on the same page, because what really prevents people from participating is maybe they perceive the friendship energy to be too youthful, right? Like, whoa, you guys are going to go to a restaurant and then a bar? Like, that's, like, I don't want to have to say no. And I know it's going to go past my bedtime. And like, it's already an 8 p.m. dinner reservation. And like, that can already start to make people spiral if they're like so in the funk of staying in. So sometimes just communicating what you need or being adaptable to sort of making those changes, so that way it feels a little bit more approachable for people.
That's perfectly said. And it's okay to say no sometimes. It can be empowering to set those boundaries of like, if you know that your social level, your social energy is capped,
mm-hmm.
then that's okay to say no. But if you're saying no because you're in that mental limbo of thinking of all the things you have to do in order to be there. Well, and speaking about how the ratio has shifted as we've gotten older, like, when do you say no if all those other recommendations we've made don't cut it?
Yeah, saying no versus just saying, you know what, I'm going. I think you really have to look at, are the reasons that you don't want to leave your house driven by wanting to be alone, or are there real reasons that you don't want to go out? Maybe you do have a 5 a.m. workout class the next day, right, on a Saturday morning, right? So you already know I got to get some sleep. Or maybe you have just been go, 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 go all week and you didn't know you were going to feel that overstimulated until you got to the point. And if you feel like you don't really have anything to contribute and all you have is energy to lose and not gain from being there, then I think it's perfectly legit to say, let me catch you next time. But,
Yeah.
Could you also take a step back and say, I could go to the 9 a.m. workout class instead. I am just going to make myself accountable to go for first round of drinks and then I'm gone. Like, you can still negotiate with yourself. Like, what are you actually capable of doing versus what is the path of least resistance?
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I used to feel guilty for not going somewhere. Like if I got invited,
Mm-hmm.
I'd feel guilty, but I'd also feel a sense of FOMO.
Yeah.
That does not exist for me anymore.
No. In fact, since I stopped drinking, I heard of a new phrase called JOMO, which is the joy of missing out. And I feel that
Ooh.
way more. Like, oh, you guys are all feeling shitty today because you drank too much wine last night? Haha, I don't have that feeling because I stayed in. Like, I started to reframe how I felt, maybe left out or I was missing something. I started to feel joy that I got to do something that filled my cup more than doing something that maybe I would have had a lot of social anxiety about doing anyway. So at the end of the day, you don't want to be in this funk for too long, right? So let's talk about how you can get your friendship mojo back, because there's got to be a middle ground between going on a 3-day concert bender and going on a 3-day reality TV binge fest, right? There's got to be something in between. So let's talk about some tips and tricks for getting the spontaneity, the mojo, the friendship pizzazz back.
And the spontaneity, it doesn't have to be some big event. It doesn't have to be on a late night. It's about little things that remind you of how fun friendships can be. And it's about planning those moments that aren't too taxing, but still give you a little joy. Like, hey, do you want to go window shopping? Get a cup of coffee, just walk around, chit chat. It's spontaneous. It's fun. You're getting out.
Yeah, I think that's great. Spontaneity doesn't have to mean, hey, let's drive to Vegas, or hey, there's an after party happening at a warehouse at 2 a.m. Let's go. Like, it doesn't have to be the level of adrenaline that it was in your 20s. Like, an unexpected plan where you can have connection with someone, like those to me are the best. When you were like, I guess I'll just clean and I guess I'll just do this. And someone's like, hey, do you want to go to the farmer's market real quick? I'm leaving in 10. That can be a fun thing that will get you out and about, have you reconnect with a friend, and just get out of your routine and stimulate you, hopefully, so that you're not just like existing in your home all weekend.
Right. It's easy, it's low pressure, but it still gets you out of the house and it gets you connecting with others. That's what's important.
Yeah.
Even small doses of connection. It's really important that you make that a priority.
Yeah. And you might have to meet your spontaneous moments with your friend where they are.
Yeah.
So if it is a friend that has become like a flaky friend or the one that maybe is staying home too much, you can say, hey, I had an idea. Why don't I get some takeout and I'll stop by and we can catch up, right? Like, you can still be at home. I will bring the food, but maybe this little jolt of spontaneity and connection will start to get you out of the funk of staying in too much.
Yeah. Impromptu dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's takeout, whether you've decided to host and just invite someone over, no one has to dress up. No one's putting on makeup. There's no pressure. It's just good food and good conversation, which that's my favorite thing these days.
Yeah.
Food and friends. FF.
Love that. And I think there are also bigger things that you can do too, right? Like, there are other ways that you can have fun and still be totally comfortable physically, emotionally, psychologically, right? I love the idea, and I would really like to do this with my neighborhood. Have you ever heard of a progressive dinner?
I feel like you told me about this recently, but I do not remember anything about the details.
I feel like I have too in like a much, much earlier episode. Basically, you have houses, hopefully that are close together, at least in walking distance. In college, it would have been like a bar crawl, right? You hit up a bunch of bars, you maybe have a bingo card of shots and drinks that you're going to do. But a progressive dinner, every house has a different course of the meal. And you can do themes. So you can do like around the world. So like maybe my house will be like Mexican themed and I would make some tacos and guacamole. Maybe across the street would be an Italian dinner and they have like spaghetti and meatballs. And then like the last house could be France and they have like a nice little French dessert tray. And, you know, you can have drinks too that accompany that and good music and everyone can maybe get into it and dress up for like the origin country that their house is hosting. So this can be a really fun way of meeting both worlds of staying in your comfort zone, but also experimenting, having a good time, and just being silly with your friends. Like maybe you're wearing clothes of like your country of origin, right? So like for me, I would maybe wear like a Latin inspired outfit or, you know, just make it fun and like, but you're also like not having to leave your neighborhood. It's a perfect meet in the middle kind of event and nobody has to drive.
Honestly, one of the favorite things about when we lived in Austin was the neighborhood that we lived in. Everything we needed was there.
Yeah.
I became so comfortable not leaving that little bubble, especially in Austin with all the traffic. But yeah, like I had several friends in the neighborhood. Like one of my best friends, she lived right behind our house. So like during COVID, it was a dream scenario.
Yeah.
Just walking over to my friend's house. But yeah, progressive dinner. I love that.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. And you know what? Seth he's been making friends with all of our neighbors here. And just yesterday, one of our neighbors said he wants to invite everyone over for dinner one night so that we can all like socialize and get to know each other. So maybe we could eventually do this progressive dinner idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Or even just other themed house parties, right? If like going to a bar or a venue where it's too loud and too overstimulating is the thing that's preventing you from like going out and having fun, just throw different themed parties. One thing that we did, I want to say more than once in Austin, was we watched the Academy Awards and we dressed up.
Yes.
In formal attire.
Yes.
And I even know my college roommate, her sister, every year hosts an Academy Awards watch party. And they make invitations and they decorate. And everybody dresses up as characters in the nomination categories.
Oh, wow. That's a whole other level.
And some of these outfits are so funny. Like, they're so good. Like, there was one year I, Tanya, was nominated, you know, the Tanya Harding story. So, like, someone dressed up as, like, the ice skater or an avatar, like, whatever the movies were, like, people would show up and they would go all out on, like, their costumes that they would wear to, like, watch the Academy Awards. And I just love that kind of stuff. And that's the kind of thing that you can do with your closest friends. Like, you can lean in to the silly and spontaneity of it and make those memories that are more appropriate to where you are in your life right now. You don't have to try to get back the magic in a bottle that happens when you were 20 years old and you had all the stamina in the world, right?
Yeah.
There's no moving back. It's just evolving into the new version of yourself.
Yes, evolving into the new version of yourself. I was thinking like reinvent yourself. If you feel like the friendship energy has faded with your friends because of this lifestyle shift, there are some tips that we have for you that help with rebuilding that adult friendship energy.
And you know what? Now that you're older, you're a planner, most likely. So this can really, again, meet you where you at.
Where you at?
Where you at? I know. I messed that up. When you get older, you like making plans. So I like this idea because you can meet people where they're at in terms of just their organization levels. But maybe it's something as simple as planning a monthly hang, right? Like the first Friday of every month, we do a dinner club. and we check out a restaurant in town if you want to go out. Maybe that turns into we're going to eat dinner at somebody's house, and it's a rotating list. So every first Friday, we're going to do that. Then at the end of the year, you would have hung out 12 times with your friends in a year. What a blessing that becomes when you get older, you know?
Truly, especially with how like everyone's lives get busier. That's another reason why your lifestyle shifts. Whether or not you have kids, your career, like there are things that interrupt just having more time to spend on your friendships. So yeah, planning these recurring monthly hangs that you know when to expect it. It's on the calendar. It's blocked off. Not going to let anybody else take over that day.
Yeah.
The next tip we have, and this is not something that you have to do often, but sometimes. Have you seen that movie, Yes Man, with Jim Carrey?
I actually never have, which is crazy because I love Jim Carrey, but I've never seen it.
It's cute. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I liked it a lot. And it completely transformed his life by saying yes to everything. And I think you just need to do it sometimes. And that can drastically change how your life is going. Just say yes to some mildly uncomfortable things every now and again, like taking a new class or going to a concert with a friend.
Yeah, I feel like every major city has some kind of really cool publication that will have like a calendar of things going on downtown or family-friendly things. Make that a part of your weekly routine of just checking out something cool that could be happening, and try to put yourself outside of your comfort zone by attending one of those.
Yeah, I remember like our friend Molly. I think she's really good about knowing what's going on around town. Like, hey, do you guys want to go to this hot sauce festival?
Yeah.
Oh, I love hot sauce. Sure, let's go. Of course, it was in August in Austin, and it was ungodly hot, but it was fun. It was spontaneous.
I feel like we talked about this on the podcast, but if you have not watched the new Netflix show, 4 Seasons, highly recommend. It is a great, what is it, like 8-episode miniseries?
It is.
And it's really good, but it gave us the idea of trying to do one bold thing once a quarter. So like something fun in the winter, fall, spring, summer, like having that one thing to look forward to. And again, it kind of takes the pressure off of maybe trying to be spontaneous or, trying something new every single month. But if you can say like, okay, this spring, we're all going to go camping, or in the fall, we're going to get tickets to this football game and like, we're going to go. And like really setting that out, but having it to look forward to can also mentally change your headspace, because then maybe you're just aware of doing other fun things, or you start to get in the mindset of like having fun outside of your house. This is kind of cracking me up because I feel like we're talking to like what appears to be agoraphobes, like we're coaching people to like leave their house in the first place. But I do feel like we can't be the only ones that struggle with leaving the house sometimes, right?
No. Like I live in the same town as one of my best friends now, and we're both still like, you want to come hang out on my couch?
Yeah.
We do outings as well, but like what we really want to do is just hang out with each other in a cozy space.
Right.
And that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, exactly. We just want comfy seating.
But there are benefits of saying yes. You get to feel like you are connecting not just with your friends, but with society. You remember that you still like to have fun. And you get to invest in your community and the people around you, not just your couch, as much as I love you, couch.
Another benefit of saying yes, and this is, I'm actually speaking to myself here, is it gets you invested and involved in your community. And being a member of a community is so valuable for so many reasons. It connects you to the area that you're living in. It gives you more of a feeling of ownership of what's happening around you. And now more than ever, we need to make sure that we are making connections with our neighbors, with our community. I don't feel like I need to say any more than that, but we need to all be more involved in our communities nowadays. So
Yeah.
putting yourself out there, leaving your house, whether it is joining a running club maybe, or going to one of those like paint and sip nights, just something where you can actually not just be there with your friends or maybe by yourself with other people, but where you can actually have the opportunity to meet people who are in the same community as you. That can be really important.
Yeah. I've been trying to go to yoga at least once a week, and that has been great for my mental health and socializing. Like, it's just a few people in the class, but like I'm starting to see the same faces, and I get to have like just some small talk in the morning with the yoga teacher. And it's just enough. And then you go into your practice and you don't have to talk anymore. It's really nice.
Yeah.
And I also like, what comes to mind is how you've been getting more involved with your community, like going to networking events, and you're also in the Chamber of Commerce.
Mm-hmm.
How has that felt for you?
Oh, it's been so uplifting. It's been so great to not just meet other people. I mean, I'm not a business owner, but to meet other business owners or people who are in more of like similar to my role, like more of a consulting space. It's just good to vibe off other people that are like on that level. And it does make me feel a little bit more connected and just like aware of what is going on. And so I find myself every single month looking forward to those happy hours. And I don't even drink. So I was like nervous at first to go to them because I don't have the social lubricant of, getting a little sauced up and saying something stupid. Turns out I can say something stupid without any alcohol involved. Did I tell you my icebreaker for the last social? Oh my God.
No, I want to hear it.
So it's not even that bad, but I like that night I was like getting ready for bed. I'm like, why did you say that? The one girl that I do know, I like went and was talking to her and she introduced me to a new person and I said, hi, nice to meet you. I'm like, oh my God, I love your earrings. They're really cute. I don't even remember what they were, but I always try to like find one entry point, And she's like, oh yeah, thanks. And I go, I just pierced my own ears all by myself. They're like, what? I was like, yeah. I used a safety pin, rubbing alcohol, and a cube of ice. And I just pierced them alone. I think they're infected. I'm not sure.
I was there for emotional support.
Just led with that. No one asked me. No one said, when did you pierce your ears? Or I like your earrings too. I was like, boom, let me tell you how gross I am.
And what was her response?
You know what? It was received well. It opened the conversation of shock and horror to like stupid things that we've done in the past and whatnot. But, without the booze, turns out I can keep putting my foot in my mouth. I don't need a seltzer to help me do that. I will do it on my own.
It's not hard. Proud of you.
Thanks.
Oh, that's so good. So yeah, there's lots of benefits to saying yes. There's lots of benefits to staying indoors. It's finding the balance. It's reassessing what that ratio looks like compared to your early party years. Or finding out how to balance that ratio. Because I know for you and me, like the ratio was off. It was way off for a while. And we're both slowly like finding this middle ground. Like moving to Bend has been great for me. Like we just want to go out more. Like we just want to be outdoors and like just being out in nature has been so lovely. But yeah, like we have to make new friends because we don't really have any here.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple, but Seth, he loves basketball. He wants to make some friends who are super into basketball. And so he's excited to like go to bars to watch the playoffs and go shoot some hoops at the gym. And it's been a really nice change of pace.
Yeah. And you don't have to move across the country to find that mojo again,
It's true.
You can find it in the communities that you already live in. So make sure that you are balancing your time between, your downtime, your times where you're out in society, and your time where you're connecting with friends. And that sounds like a pretty good ratio to me.
Yeah.
Ta-da. All right, let's move on to our next segment, Class or Crass. This is where Robin and I take turns highlighting an event, a person, or sometimes a parasocial relationship that we find just has a little extra touch of class. So this week it's Robin's turn. Robin, what is your class act of the week?
My class act is going to be the youngest class act we've ever had on this show.
Oh.
And it's a little 5-year-old named Theo.
Oh, yes.
Our friend Jackie's son, Theo, he just turned 5, and we got to celebrate him yesterday and today. It's been a little mini extravaganza, and he is the sweetest, most brilliant little 5-year-old I've ever met. And watching him interact in general, but also with his parents and with his mom, he's so loving, he's so caring and kind and sweet. I love that I get to be closer to them just to like watch him grow into a little human.
Mm-hmm.
It's like in Austin, I got to do that for so long with our other friends' kids, so I haven't been able to form any kind of relationship with Theo. And so I'm really excited to get to do that here now. And he's just the best little kid, man. And seeing youth like him, knowing that that's our future generation, like it gives me a lot of hope because there's so much love there. And Jackie and Scott are such amazing parents. And yeah, he's just a great little class act. He's a great kid and he'll never hear this. But I still wanted to give Theo a shout out because I know Jackie listens to this.
Blast this in the car, Jackie. Theo, happy belated birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Theo. We're so excited for you turning 5, and we can't wait to see how this next year goes for you.
Oh, I love that. That's a great class act of the week. And it is our youngest, so hopefully that will keep the record for, who knows, we'll see how long. Okay, well, let's wrap this up with our favorite segment, Class or Crass. We go over different scenarios and we decide, is it classy or was it crassy? Are you ready for this week's scenario?
Let's go.
A few weeks ago, you planned a small and quaint dinner party with your closest friends. But the morning of, you wake up totally stressed, overwhelmed, and completely unable to fathom having anybody over your house. Is it classy to cancel the plans that you made?
You said the day of?
The day of. Mm-hmm.
Oof. Okay. Dang. Well, okay. So, first of all, I don't think it's crass.
Okay.
If you get to that day and you just know you don't have it in you to be the kind of host that you know you can be, that you want to be, I think it's perfectly okay to cancel. And be honest about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the best policy should be honesty in these kinds of situations because your friends are going to be very understanding. Like, it's a mental thing. Like, I need to protect my mental health. I do not have it in me to host a dinner today. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Your real friends are going to be cool with that.
And how many times, let's be honest, have we gotten that kind of text?
Exactly. Like, I know Melissa has she's done that multiple times.
And I get it. Every single time I get it, because
Yeah.
I would never want to walk into somebody's home and feel the vibe of, I don't want anybody here right now. And I think we've all kind of been in that position with the friend who is overextended, but is going to still see it through. And you just kind of walk in and there's a heaviness, there's just a stress in the air. You like want to help out, but you're not really sure what you can do. And nothing is worse than being at a dinner party where everyone is like, when is an appropriate time to leave? Because it is just very uncomfy in here.
Yeah. It's best to just be honest with yourself and with your friends, like call it. And for me, if someone cancels plans, as long as I haven't like gotten in the car and I'm already there, I don't care.
Oh, I mean, at this age, it's a gift.
I was going to say, that's another reason why I stopped like caring about doing my hair and makeup and finding the right outfit. Because then, like, if you've put in all this effort to look nice and then they cancel, that's frustrating. So another excuse to just come as you are.
Mm-hmm.
Because plans might cancel and then you're ready to just get in those PJs and stay home.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So at this age in life, it is classy to cancel.
Yes.
Cancel those after everything we just said. Literally after everything we just said. We're like, screw it. Stay home.
It's all about balance. That's something else we've talked
It's
about.
all about balance. Mm-hmm.
You got to take care of your mental health.
Yeah. But also, I do think it's powerful to give your friends full honesty because they could say, hey, it's cool. We don't need to do anything special, but are you okay? Is there anything I can take off of your plate? Like,
yeah.
Is there something going on that we don't know about? Like, they're not going to get to that if you just keep carrying on and act like everything's okay, or like worse, have everybody over and then kind of have a nervous breakdown. Like, you don't want to get to that point. So it could be an opportunity for your friends to either swoop in and try to help out or say, you don't have to cook. We'll order pizza. We just wanted to like hang out on the couch, you know?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, another option versus canceling is to just shift the kind of gathering it is. Like, hey, I'm actually not feeling up to cooking. Is it cool if we order takeout? You guys can come in your PJs. I just want to see you, but I do not have it in me to be a host.
Right.
And it's kind of like what we were talking about earlier, is like removing barriers is sometimes all it takes for you to get to that end goal. Like, you still want to see your friends. You just don't want to do all the things you said you were going to do. So remove that part, and then you can still see your friends.
Right. Perfect.
Boom.
Solved it.
Solutions.
So there you have it. Why staying in sometimes feels better than going out, and how to balance both without losing touch with the fun side of life. We hope this episode inspired you to embrace a little spontaneity in your friendships again.
And remember, it's all about finding that balance. Saying yes can remind you of the joy in your relationships and remind you that you still know how to have fun.
Thanks for joining us today. If you've been feeling the slow decline in your own social stamina, we want to hear about it. What's the best spontaneous thing you've done recently? Email us at artofclassiness@gmail.com and maybe we'll read it on the air.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Art of Classiness and leave us a review if this episode made you laugh, nod in agreement, or text your best friend to make plans.
See you next time, and remember, classy is a state of mind.
So mind your classiness.
Bye.
Bye.